Your phone said 22 minutes. You have been sitting here for 40. And that little blue line keeps promising you are nearly there. Here is the thing. Google Maps is not broken. It is trapped. You know that little pop-up that says a faster route is available? You tap it every time, everybody taps it. And that one tiny habit multiplied by millions of people is quietly destroying the roads you drive on. Because back in 1968, long before smartphones existed, a German mathematician proved something that sounds insane. Adding a brand new road to a city can make the journey slower for every single driver in it. Not slower for some people while others win. Slower for everyone. You open a beautiful new bridge, ribbon and all, and the entire city crawls worse than it did the day before you built it. Nobody believed him. Traffic engineers laughed it off as a puzzle for professors with too much free time. Then real cities accidentally tested it, and the results were so strange that officials genuinely thought their measuring equipment was broken. Stuttgart in Germany was choking on cars. So the city spent a fortune adding a new stretch of road right through the middle to loosen things up. Traffic did not loosen. It seized up even harder. So they did something that must have been painful to sign off on. They closed the brand new road they had just paid for, and traffic across the whole city center got better almost immediately. New York did it by accident. On Earth Day in 1990, the city shut down 42nd Street, one of the busiest roads on the planet. Every driver in Manhattan braced for total chaos. The chaos never arrived. Traffic around it actually flowed better that day. A road that millions of people assumed was absolutely essential had been quietly making everything worse, and nobody noticed a thing until the day it disappeared. Seoul went even bigger. South Korea ripped out an entire elevated highway carrying around 160,000 cars a day and put a river and a park there instead, and traffic somehow got better. So sit with that for a second. Deleting roads can speed up a city, which means everything you believe about traffic is upside down, and the app in your pocket is confidently solving completely the wrong problem. Let me show you how it happens using your own commute. You have two ways to get to work. One is a big, wide highway that always takes 45 minutes no matter how packed it gets. The other is a skinny little road through town. When it is empty, it is lightning fast, but it slows down with every extra car. 1,000 people join it, and you may as well park. For years, the city just splits itself between those two options. Nobody loves their commute, but nobody can do better by switching. It is ugly, it is annoying, and it is stable. Everything is balanced. Then the city builds a tiny connector between the two routes. A few hundred meters of tarmac. It costs almost nothing. It looks like a free gift to every driver in town. Pure extra capacity. And now your phone spots something. If you take the skinny road, hop across the connector, then take the other skinny road. You save time. Real time. Today. So obviously you take it, anyone would. But every other phone in the city spotted it too, at the exact same second. So everyone piles onto both skinny roads. The roads that were only fast because they were half empty are now jammed solid. Now everybody is slower than before the shortcut existed, including you. The city paid money to build something that made every single person worse off, and every single person chose it willingly. Every single day. Here is the nastiest part. You cannot fix it by being a good person. If you alone go back to the old route, you get punished. You arrive late while everybody else keeps their advantage. So nobody moves. Everyone stays locked in a situation where each person is playing perfectly and the group ends up losing badly. Game theory has a word for this. Traffic is not physics. Traffic is a game. Millions of players, everyone competing, everyone making the smartest possible move. And the smartest possible move for each of you produces the worst possible outcome for all of you together. Every morning, in every city, everywhere. Now think about what your app is actually doing. It is not looking after the city. It is not balancing anything. It has one job, which is getting the person holding this phone there fastest, which makes it something uncomfortable. It is not a cure for traffic. It is the most efficient machine ever built for pushing millions of drivers into that trap all at once in perfect synchronized harmony. Traffic used to have a secret weapon protecting it: ignorance. Only locals knew the back streets. Most drivers had no clue the shortcut existed, so the shortcut stayed empty. And staying empty is what kept it fast. Then one day, the apps handed that secret to everybody. Every quiet lane, every clever turn, every little detour your uncle bragged about, published live to millions of phones, every drop of spare road got found. And the second spare road gets found, it stops being spare. The shortcut only worked because it was a secret. Tell everyone, and you destroy the very thing that made it good. The app eats its own answers. You have felt this from the other side too. That moment, the app drags you off the highway into a quiet neighborhood full of parked cars and speed bumps, while a resident stares at you from their window. Now imagine you are that resident. Your street used to see 20 cars an hour. Now it sees 2,000 because an algorithm decided your road saves strangers 90 seconds. Nobody asked you, nobody warned you. One small town in New Jersey got so buried in cut-through traffic that it simply closed most of its streets to anyone who did not live there. Police handed out tickets, a town declared war on an app. Other people fought dirty. Residents started filing fake crash reports and fake road closures inside the apps, trying to trick the algorithm into avoiding their street. It barely worked. There were just too many drivers coming. So why does Google not just fix this? They can see the entire city at once. They know where every car is going. They could hand out routes like a conductor and the whole system would flow. The math says it works. If one brain assigns everyone a route, congestion drops hard. The technology already exists. The reason it will never happen has nothing to do with engineering. It has to do with you. Picture opening the app tomorrow and it calmly sends you the slow way so that 4 strangers you will never meet can get home sooner. Be honest, you would delete it before the end of the week. And that is the real cage. Any app that sacrifices you for the common good loses you as a user. So every navigation app on Earth is forced to be selfish, because the selfish one always wins. Researchers actually measured the damage. They compared the traffic we get when everybody chases their own fastest route against the traffic a perfect planner could deliver. The gap has a name, and the name is brilliant. They call it the price of anarchy. It is what we all pay for the freedom to pick our own route. For simple road networks, that price works out at roughly 33% extra travel time. Do that math on your own life. If you drive an hour a day, that is 20 minutes of every single commute lost. Not to crashes, not to roadworks, just to everyone being clever at the same time. And that 33% is the polite version. On messier networks, where roads choke in more complicated ways, there is no ceiling at all. Selfish routing can wreck a city as badly as it likes. But here's the thing that really breaks people. Even if every driver cooperated perfectly, traffic still would not be solved. Because problem number 2 is not in the roads, it is sitting in the driver's seat. In 2008, Japanese researchers ran a wonderfully simple test. They put a line of cars on a circular track and gave the drivers one instruction. Just drive at a steady speed. That was it. No junctions, no traffic lights, no crashes, nothing in the way at all, just cars going round in a loop. And within minutes, a traffic jam appeared out of thin air and started rolling backwards around the track. Here is why. One driver taps the brake for no reason. The person behind reacts half a second late, so they brake harder. The next one brakes harder still. 6 cars back, somebody is at a dead stop. You know this feeling. You crawl for 25 minutes, you finally reach the front, and there is nothing there. No crash, no broken down van, nothing. You are stuck inside a wave made of human reflexes. Once a road passes a certain number of cars, those waves stop being possible and start being guaranteed. Below that line, everything flows beautifully. Above it, one nervous driver can freeze a motorway for 2 hours. And no app can route you around a jam that has not been born yet. By the time your phone turns that line red, you are already in it, and your rerouting is now feeding the wave behind you. Then comes problem number 3, and this one has quietly killed every road project in history. Economists studied decades of highway building across America, looking for the payoff from all those extra lanes. They found something brutal. Grow the road space in a city by 10%, and the miles people drive grow by almost exactly 10%. The new lanes fill instantly. Congestion returns to where it started. They called it a fundamental law. Because the moment a road looks quicker, everything changes. People who took the train start driving. People who stayed home go out. People who left at 6 now leave at 8. Demand swallows the space whole. So stack the whole thing up. New roads can slow everybody down. Selfish routing steals a third of your time. Jams grow out of nothing. And any space we create gets eaten instantly. 4 walls, no door. The cities that actually got faster did not build a better app. They changed the rules. London, Singapore, and Stockholm made drivers pay to enter the busiest areas at the busiest hours. Congestion dropped almost overnight. So tomorrow, when your phone promises 8 minutes and delivers 25, do not be angry with it. It is not lying to you. It is telling the exact same truth to a million people at once.